Assalamualaikum, follow majalah Nona. Okey, kita dalam meniti ke hujung tahun ni, Nona ada satu event istimewa, Nona Superhero Award. Dan bersama kita hari ini adalah salah seorang penerima Nona Superhero Award. Sekejap lagi kita kenalkan. Bersama kita juga kali ini adalah editor majalah Nona, Nur Zalina alias. Kita akan bersama-sama untuk menyoroti topik yang bertajuk adaptasi budaya K-pop. Bersama kita pada hari ini adalah Ketua Pegawai Eksekutif MyeongDong Topokki, Mr. Vincent Lua. Apa khabar Mr. Vincent?
Hi, selamat pagi. I'm Vincent Lua, CEO of Capital Group and MyeongDong Topokki.
Lin, nak tahu tak, Mr. Vincent ni dia membesar dan bersekolah di Brunei tau. Bila habis pelajar baru dia balik ke Malaysia untuk meneruskan kerja. Hebat pengalaman dia.
Hebat. Okay.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Vincent, how are you?
Doing fine. It's the end of the year. Everyone is like cuti-cuti already and going around. So in the office, lesser of individuals working around, but I'm still in the office right now.
Hey, Mr. Vincent, we saw your post in IG where you give bantuan banjir hari tu.
Yes, right.
Maybe Mr. Vincent boleh share sikit your perasaan apa yang you sumbangkan pada hari kejadian tu.
Right. It's a very tragic incident because in Malaysia here we had not experienced this since 2014, and this flood is quite substantial till a lot of regions is affected. Even our own staffing, we have greatly impacted. A few outlets are not able to open, or our staffs are being trapped, all these things, right? So first of all, we look into how to take care of our internal staff. But while we look out, right, we also saw there's a lot of individuals affected also. So one of our PR, Rainy, she engaged with this place, and we kind of like extend our helping arm towards them, and they are very appreciative on that. And it's an initiative from us because it's a giving back to the society, I would say, because they are supporting us throughout the years and everything, right? It's kind of like when they need help, we should extend our arms and do our very best as a members of the country here, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I saw a lot of box. What sort of helps that you bagi? Apa bantuan yang you?
I see. We gave of course the rice set and those value meal sets on some drinks, right, to the flood victims, and they are very glad for that because sometimes some of them are starving and doesn't receive any food help or aid because it's very huge, right, very extreme at the pace that very hard for every single region to be assist on. It's not like one certain area, so it's like very easily tap on. It's like the whole great region affected by the floods. So when we assist, they are really grateful for that, and we felt, of course, very grateful for that because we are doing something for the individuals that supported us throughout the years, and we should always give back to the society. And every month or every quarter, we have this initiative of giving back, and it's in charge by our PR team on that, and we have a dedication for moving into that. Yeah. Of course, I myself is very busy because of this flood thingy, so I'm tied up and not able to visit also because internally we are greatly affected also. Our staffing are demotivated because of all this. You can imagine, right, our house is being flooded and our things are like everything spoiled already and we cannot travel to work and things like that. So we kind of like give EL, means that they can take leave during this flood period when they cannot come to the office to clock in, things like that. This kind of like initiative of taking care of the team while they are having this difficulty, and of course the PR team take care of the external. We have to take care of the internal. Yeah.
Memang satu usaha yang sangat-sangat bagus Kak Maizan kan?
Betul.
Lepas tu macam ni memang kita harapkan ialah bantuan daripada syarikat korporat, syarikat macam MyeongDong Topokki untuk turun padang membantu. Macam Nona sendiri, macam Kak Maizan juga, dia ada membantu. Kak Maizan boleh cerita sikit?
Betul. Ada turun membantu mangsa-mangsa banjir. Kalau tengok dengan mata sendiri, memang sedih sangat. Baru faham macam mana perasaan trauma dia orang bila dengar gurau hujan, trauma bila nampak hari gelap je, rumah akan naik air ke. Lepas tu baru faham macam mana bau busuk banjir yang dia orang cakap tu. Bila sebenarnya sumbangan dia sumbangan kecil je, tapi bagi masa-masa banjir tu adalah satu benda yang besar bagi dia orang. Tapi kita rasa benda tu sumbangan kecil je.
Yelah, macam pada waktu ni, kalau kita katakan kita tak mampu memberi dari bentuk kewangan, daripada bentuk barang-barang, mungkin kita boleh sumbangkan manpower, kita punya kudrat, kita punya keringat untuk tolong bersihkan rumah-rumah mangsa banjir.
Betul. Okey, kita berbalik kepada topik kita lah, Lin. Okey, Mr. Vincent, sebagai seorang pengusaha makanan Korea, so bagaimana Mr. Vincent melihat budaya K-pop mempengaruhi rakyat Malaysia, terutamanya makanan mereka?
Right. Definitely Malaysia is moving towards this Hallyu wave that is impacted throughout the globe. There's this BTS, Blackpink, and this culture is going very strong. And of course, in the past years, we can see that the cultures that we hit was the American culture, where we consume burger, like on the roadside, or you have those big burger chains or fried chicken. After that, you can see the wave of like the Japanese wave, where we consume like sushi, sashimi, and we get used to that as our daily culture. And of course, there's a lot of takeaway sushi happenings around. So now that's the wave of the Korean wave. So it's going to be in our culture. So we're going to be very comfortable consuming kimchi. We will just makan it every single day. And yeah, like bulgogi will going to be just a very common dish for us comparing to like sushi or burger. So it falls under our daily culture already. Like topokki, people are getting used to that. People knows about it. So it will be our daily food, but it's a journey and it just started, and it's going to be very, very strong in the coming years. And there are going to be a lot of competitors moving into this industry to gain hold of these coming cultures that's happening around the globe.
Mr. Vincent, Nona difahamkan yang MyeongDong Topokki ni dah mendapat sijil halal daripada JAKIM.
Wow.
We have a halal executive team and a compliance officer to ensure that our food processing center are meeting the standards of JAKIM halal certification, and we are certified also. After this, we are going to move to the new factory where it's HACCP certified. So we're going to products are very qualified and quality ensured in this point of view. And as we know, JAKIM certified is well known throughout the world. With the certification, right, we can go very far, and it's very strong comparing to other type of halal certification. That's something we are very proud on, and it's not easy to be obtained. It took us very long to ensure every single details that is being needed by JAKIM, and we work very, very extremely hard to ensure that, because having the integrity for our customers is very, very important in our
I nak tanya tu, nama MyeongDong Topokki tu stand for apa?
Okay. Tteokbokki is a rice cake. It's very, very famous street food in Korea. It's called the main street food, most important and most common street food in MyeongDong and in Korea. So everyone, when it talks about street food in Korea, it's like Malaysia. Our street food is nasi lemak. So we consume nasi lemak like every day, right? So it's kind of like a similar comparison of nasi lemak and tteokbokki in Korea. So everyone is moving towards this street snack. And we are focusing on that. We are giving the highest quality for that. Even our sauces and everything is not diluted, so it's very thick, very pekat punya sauce. So happy.
So you tak serve only tteokbokki kan? Apa lagi di serve di MyeongDong Topokki?
Alright. Our comparison with other street food chain is that we serve value meal sets, because we believe that we consume day to day. We consume like rice, nasi. We consume meat. After that, we consume soup. So these are the culture that we have in Asia here. When we have these value meal sets, customers will be convenient and comfortable. It's a comfort food, so they'll be very aware that they can consume rice, noodles, or soup, and pair it with street food like tteokbokki, kimali twig, or odang, and those kind of French fries or fries items and bulgogi on top of that. So these are the things that we have carried out upon our whole structured image, and we have gained the attention of people coming to us for lunchtime or dinner crowd, or you want to come with friends to celebrate. We are doing all this together as one.
Okay.
Mr. Vincent, dah 10 tahun kan? You started 2014. Hampir 10 tahun. Near to 10 years. You menghidangkan rakyat Malaysia makanan jalanan Korea. So apa yang you boleh tengok trend dengan trend ni, trend makanan jalanan Korea ni di Malaysia?
Alright. Trend di Malaysia, the trend is going very, very strong in Korean industry. We can see like there's Korean fried chicken or moving to BBQ, things like that. We are most targeted into value meal sets. As you can see, our comparison are like towards McDonald's or KFC, where they come with the set meals and individuals can sit down. So we're kind of like a fast casual Korean restaurant chain where we cater towards the value meal sets and the street food types of things for the customer. And it's just going to get stronger and stronger. As we can see at the roadsides, small scale entrepreneurs, the micro entrepreneurs are starting to sell tteokbokki, sell kimchi, sell odang and yumuk and things like that. So it's like the stage where we are moving into Ramly burgers, right? Everyone of us consumed that before, and it's one of my favorite food. We go to street food and we buy those burgers. So it's kind of like moving towards this traction. And when it moves towards this traction, right, it's going to be just like a daily consumption for us already. Yeah.
Kak Maizan suka apa? Korea.
Suka tapi tak tahu pronounce betul ke tak. Jajangmyeon. Jajang.
Jajangmyeon, yeah.
Is I pronounce right?
Yes. Jajangmyeon in sauce, yeah.
Yeah, with kicap, geli hitam.
For MyeongDong, our jajangmyeon is very different because we kind of like localize it. Like example, we love to eat Maggi goreng, right? When we go to we love the Maggi goreng, things like that. So we kind of like innovate and localize it to be like similar to our Maggi goreng. So it's like we will prepare the jajangmyeon and we're going to stir wok fry it, and it has those type of fragrance around. So I would say that our jajangmyeon is very localized and very personalized for us, Malaysia. Yeah, so that's kind of like very, very close dish to us lah. Yeah.
Oh, tak sabar nak try ni. Dekat Shah Alam ni ada dekat ICT.
Yes.
Dekat ICT ada MyeongDong Topokki.
Boleh nak pergi.
Nanti kita pergi.
Thank you.
Alah, kita dah dengan Mr. Vincent kan yang sangat mahir dalam makanan Korea. Kita nak tanyalah juga macam mana nak pronounce nama-nama makanan Korea. Macam tadi Kak Maizan sebut apa Kak Maizan?
Jajangmyeon.
Tak betul kan?
Betul.
Correct. She pronounced it very, very well. Yeah.
Nama famous street food Korea, Mr. Vincent?
MyeongDong Topokki.
MyeongDong is street food. Street. Nama jalan.
It's like our Bukit Bintang street. Very famous street. Yeah.
What other nama lain yang kita orang salah sebut selama ni?
I would say the easiest one that we always mention was kimchi. Kimchi, everyone knows about that. Yeah, and kimchi jjigae, sundubu jjigae, right? Those are the easy pronunciation. But or bibimbap, like jajangmyeon is one of the very, very hard pronunciation, and I'm surprised that you are able to pronounce that very, very well. So it's really, really shocking for that.
K-pop fan.
Yeah.
Apa lagi yang kita selalu salah sebut?
I would say that around like kimali, dobab, those are the things that we are not used to pronounce it, or twigim, these type of things are the hard pronunciation. But I would say roughly it's not too hard because we are kind of like used to it already. We always watch like K-drama, people pronouncing like yun, those type of things, right? Yeah.
If panggil apa? Ice cream in Korea.
Ice cream, we still name it ice cream because we want to localize that closeness of understanding. So we still name it as ice cream. But in Korea side, they kind of like name it. I don't remember already the name of it.
You kat sahaja Korean tak?
No, I can speak a few words like 안녕하세요, 감사합니다. Those are common things. Yeah.
Okay, Kak Maizan.
Okay, bagaimana Vincent sebelum ni kan ada buat bisnes fitness,
Right.
hartanah, real estate, and then bila you terjun dalam bidang F&B ni kan, bagaimana you menghadapi persaingan dalam bidang F&B?
Alright. Ventured into a couple of businesses. First of all, ventured into the real estate industry in year 2011. That was a time when the industry peaked for the real estate. So it's very easy for us to flip and rent out and get the higher rental comparing to the loan disbursement. And of course, we move into fitness center. Fitness center is very difficult because fitness center is kind of like we will need to compete the red ocean. Then we need to kind of like keep the machine maintenance on par and have to have a very good machine range and compete more of like red ocean strategy. Then after that, we look into the F&B industry, like what type of industry is happening going to be the next wave of global culture. We kind of like look in a very small niche market, but in a very scalable type of things that can go global. Because for MyeongDong Topokki, we have a vision of bringing it to Southeast Asia, to Middle East, to Australasia, and making it being a global brand for Malaysia moving forward. Just like we have a lot of global brands from Malaysia also. So MyeongDong Topokki, we are envisioning to be one of these global brands. And of course, we are receiving very great support from Everything and Have and MFA and all these associations to assist us to go global and assist us for improvisation and PERNAS also. So these are the things that we really appreciated, and Matred also giving all this support of going international. So we are really pushing very hard. And in year 2022, we are envisioning to go into Jabodetabek, that's Jakarta region, and we hope to be established there as one of the very proud international brand for Malaysia, and so we can be proud of that brand.
Kita pun tumpang bangga, Lin. So macam dah sekarang ni dalam masa dekat 10 tahun, MyeongDong Topokki dah ada 50 outlet.
Ya, di tahun ini kita ada 50, tapi next year we will expand more.
Dalam masa terdekat tu you grow terlalu cepat. Tak dah 50. So apa rahsia kejayaan Mr. Vincent growth your business macam very fast, very established?
I would say that we are still very, very far from our journey. We are just at the very, very beginning stage, and we still need a lot of support, and our integrity and commitment to our customer base need to be very strong. Like I mentioned, we are still very far from the journey. It's still just we are still just a toddler stage. So we are envisioning to grow up to like 100, 200 or 500 outlets in the coming years, and that's going to be a very, very great challenge for us, be it on our food production center, be it on our team, be it on our structuring system, the synchronization of the whole organization. Is going to be a very, very big challenge for us, and we hope to break through with this. Of course, with the support from given from all these association and government sector, we receive very great support, and they are always calling us as one family because they are treating us very well. Also, no matter what type of situation we happen, they give an assisting arm and helping us and assisting us to grow via this franchisee kind of format, and we are very glad for it. And every time we are invited to any of the events or anything to give back, we are always there for them also. Yeah, that's the kind of support like we're supporting each other for that. So I'm very grateful for that and given the opportunity to do that.
Mr. Vincent, boleh juga explain sikit tak restaurant, outlet, kiosk, food truck yang you ada?
Alright. For MyeongDong Topokki, we have a wide range. We have yang macam outlet, then kita ada express. After that, we have like the food truck and the cloud kitchens. As we know in the market now, we are in the pandemic phase. Before the pandemic, we are planning to launch a lot of food truck because we will go around. Kita sudah keluar makan-makan, beli, and then can walk around easily without a mask. So now it's kind of like difficult, we want to like
face mask.
It's quite susah. So we will need to order via delivery. So we kind of like having this very optimized cloud kitchens, and we have already around 7 cloud kitchens in Klang Valley areas. And it's really very good because it can house MyeongDong Topokki brands, but it still can house our other virtual brands. Sometimes the customers wouldn't know that we do have 10 virtual brands of other brands that is in our cloud kitchens. And of course, we have onboarding brands in our cloud kitchens also. Of course, not forgetting MyeongDong Topokki is also in the outlets kind of format where we expand to like Mid-Valley. Of course, all the IOI malls, all those we are in place already. We are also moving into like Sri Rampai, Bandar Sri Putra, all those regions where we can have a Selayang area, have a more shop lot base and going to the community itself and serving the customer base around there. So MyeongDong Topokki is moving towards this synchronization throughout Malaysia. And of course, we are raising funds to enter into Kelantan and Johor. Right, these type of places we are going to set up more branches and going into the customer base, so our fans can test our greatness of our food there and ensure that we are meeting the quality standards.
Okay, Mr. Vincent, kalau I dengarkan you punya demographic tempat-tempat tu kebanyakannya tertumpu di sekitar Klang Valley kan?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jadi mungkin apa you punya, I dengar plan you yang terbaru nak expand ke Genting Highland. Mungkin Mr. Vincent boleh cerita sikit expansion plan you nak ke Genting tu?
Okay. Genting was not a really planned destination. It's just like we got one day we walked to Genting and we saw, hey, how come there's an empty lot there? And most of the time we receive the request from the leasing departments, right? We still thinking, because Genting, as we know, the rental is very high, the traction, of course, during pandemic times like that, right? So when we spot this very good location, then we made up the mind already. Because Genting, right, is a place where people goes towards like very up to trend things like theme parks, futuristic items, things like that. So suddenly we have in mind like what we can do for this outlet. Is there any futuristic things we can come about to ensure this outlet is going to be different from our other outlets? So we sit down with the team and we discuss and we brainstorm everything. We come up with a very special concept. It's the metaverse concept. As we know, metaverse is something which is going to be of the future for us, because we are moving less and less physically. Like now we are discussing with each other digitally also. In the past, right, we'll be sitting right in front of us speaking already. Especially with this pandemic hits, right, the digitalization phase is exponentially increased also. So for this outlet of metaverse, it's going to connect via this blockchain technology to the NFTs, which is non-fungible tokens, and how we're going to connect it together with the outlet, synchronizing the online and offline, the physical and the digital world together. So when customers walk into the outlets, right, they kind of like can sense the digital presence of the outlet where they are entering into a metaverse stage, but it's still physical and you can engage with the digitalization of the era.
Okay.
So this is kind of like a forward thinking and a breakthrough for us. And it really takes a lot of effort to ensure that this is something we can deliver and for our customer to experience on. Yeah.
Kita boleh expect lah ada robot suapkan makan lepas ni.
Bukan robot itu is more towards AI automation. Metaverse is more towards digitalization type of things. Robotics is different.
Jangan main-main. Mr. Vincent ni suka baca buku pasal AI tau. Dia dari dulu dah expert pasal AI.
Interesting.
Manalah tahu MyeongDong akan jadi perintis kepada AI punya food chain.
We will envision that, but we are really still very far from the real metaverse world or the AI world. It will be like a 10 years, 20 years journey, but we are working every day, very small steps to reach that. And we hope to be in the forefront of innovation to move towards that. So we always dedicate our team to have that passion in moving in this type of direction. Yeah.
Lin, kalau nak tahu Mr. Vincent ni, cara dia release stress sangat menarik tau. Dia punya stress management, ni tak ada cerita sikit stress management dia.
I see. Every time when I'm stressed, I will just first of all, sometimes I walk out myself to rethink things, but most of the time I will engage back with my team, because I believe, right, when we are stressed, we did not really solve the problem. That's why we are stressed. If we are able to solve that problem, right, we won't be stressed and felt agitated about why the things happens to us. Most of the time we felt that way is because we can't solve that problem. So instead of being pressured and stressed and like going crazy, we should think of a solution, what we should do, what we should crack down, what is the solutions that we can do towards that. Or sometimes I can't find the solution, I'll ask around successful individuals who have been there, done that. I'll text them, I'll ask for advice. And of course, I'll do very thorough reading. I love to read a lot because I believe reading can, if we don't read, we live a life. If we read a lot, we live a lot of individuals' lives, because we are living people who wrote that book already. They have written the journey that they have went through. So we kind of like very fast, in 2 hours time, we can grab their lifetime journey with us and understand the whole journey of how to improvise things. So that's how I solve the problem. Yeah, and I will improvise on that. Every time I get stressed, I will try improvisation on that also.
Lin, jangan tak tahu juga, Mr. Vincent ni, dia boleh membaca dan menulis Jawi dengan lancar.
Oh, that's something I'm very proud of, yeah.
Tak boleh kelentong dia kalau tulis Jawi.
I'm very good in writing calligraphy, Jawi, but just I can't be very fluent in that because when growing up in Brunei, right, we always converse in one type of language only. But if you say calligraphy of Jawi, I can write very, very well. Yeah.
Mr. Vincent boleh share sikit. Mr. Vincent boleh share sikit pengalaman ataupun comparison education di Malaysia dan Brunei.
Alright. Brunei is kind of like having a all levels, GCE all levels kind of education. It's more tied to the UK syllabus. So we kind of like every individuals in Brunei, we are well versed in English education, and of course we have a Bahasa book and a Jawi book. So with that, the way we brought up is very different, and the way we communicate and understand the whole structure is very different also. For Malaysia, it's like we have multiple schools, multiple languages, so the communication is like not so synchronized, right? In Brunei, everyone have the same synchronization and GCE all levels, so everyone like same tune, same tone. You know the same thing, I know the same thing. Nothing different. Yeah.
Nak memimpin sebab semua sama je kan kalau dia.
Yes. Yeah. Easier to communicate, right? So it's like everyone is having that synchronization. Our text, our knowledge, like you know everything I know. So it's like calligraphy, everything we knows about that. And I do enjoy that because it's kind of fun, yeah.
Mr. Vincent orang mana? You from KL?
Oh, my dad is from Teringin, so I have a bit of a bloodline of Malay's bloodline, and my mom is from Johor. So I do not know where I'm from because I grew up in Brunei, and I never grew up in Teringin and Johor. So and I came to KL to work and build up my entrepreneurship. So every time people ask where are you from, I will say, okay, I'm from KL, because half my life I spent here. Yeah.
Okay, so you are a father of 2 kids, kan? 2 children, kan?
3 now coming already. There's one more younger kids going to come out on giving birth at March 2022. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Okay, so maybe Mr. Vincent, you boleh share you punya coming future plan untuk 2022 nanti?
2022 is going to be a very, very hectic year for every individual, I believe, because we are moving from a phase of post-pandemic. Everything is going to inflate. We have increasing everything's item exponentially. We got to be fast. We got to be able to cop on the market's changes and things like that. It's going to be a very drastic change, be it in everywhere in the world, facing the tough same challenges. So as an organization, we got to be forward-thinking, thinking about what is the next things we can do and cope with this type of inflation, the economy of scale, the type of things that we got to put into the innovation. We cannot be too fast, but we cannot be too slow. So we got to be on pace of the innovation. Sometimes we too fast, people might not know what we are doing. But if too slow, people will feel like we are obsolete already. So I would say in year 2022, it will be more of this metaverse, NFTs, digitalization, moving forward, experience for the customers. What type of experience? Online, offline experience, the efficiency of the application of purchasing of items got to be very spontaneous, very efficient for the customers rather than spending a lot of time waiting for a place. We are used to like scan for an item and we can just grab the item, go already. Moving to an even further stage, it will be like hot wallets, cold wallets, where we can scan for cryptocurrency and the transfer of all this cryptocurrency thingy and NFT thingy. You come with a trend that more and more younger generations are exposed towards that. As we can see, even that when we pass our federal highway, we saw this big billboard, crypto of Malaysia that's launching as a punks. That is showcasing already. So we are kind of like moving towards this era of digitalization. Yeah, that's one of the things that we're going to very, very put ahead of us, and we are doing that exponentially. Yeah.
Bila dengar Mr. Vincent punya plan, bila dengar Mr. Vincent punya pencapaian, macam Mr. Vincent ni bekerja 24/7. So macam mana Mr. Vincent membahagikan masa bersama 2 anak dan isteri, bersama your family?
I would say, like us individuals, right? We need to find a spouse or another parts of us that understand what are we trying to do, because we won't have a lot of time for every other individuals, because we'll be spending time creating things. So if let's say we find someone who wants to be very romantic, go for candlelight dinner, it will not happen. It will really not, because we do not have the type of time or even that type of thinking or wanting to do this type of things. It's like for us, it's like, okay, you do it yourself. So to find a romantic guy, right? You got to have a person who is like more caring towards the individual. Yeah. So entrepreneurs are kind of like different kind of breed. We care about how we move things, how we innovate things, how we push things forward, and that's the type of satisfaction we have. But of course, we come with a duty. We come with a duty of taking care of our family, providing the very best we can for them, be in their education, be in their well-beings, be in their brought up, and be in their educations, growing up, whether they are properly trained and educated in a way. Of course, we do not like tell them, oh, you must be a successful individual or you're going to be a great individual. No, just do what, but just be a good individual with a proper education and growing up. We will not force like you got to be this or that. Yeah, those are like kind of like old school mentality, I would say. So I'm just like free and easy. You just go ahead, but just make sure don't create much of problems and havoc around. That's fine already. Yeah.
Okay. I nak tanya, kalau what if one day Korean punya trend ni dah tak ada. So what your plan about that?
All right. As we know, every time there's a wave coming out and there's going to be a peak already, just like American food and this Japanese food having a peak. When they reach the peak, I believe MyeongDong Topokki is going to be like a global brands already, and we will dominate this culture region, and it will move towards another type of wave. Then that time our income will be more stable, and it's a lot of outlets already, maybe a few hundred, near to 1,000 outlets, and that type of revenue. So even before we reach that type of levels, right, we already plan in our own self that we have a lot of brands already. Like we have virtual brands, we have this cloud optimized cloud kitchens. Why we do that? Because to grow a brand, right, it's not something that can be done. Like today, we want to do this brand. Tomorrow, people will know it already. No, it takes time to build. Even this optimized cloud kitchen, it takes time to build. And we are ever fundraising for all these optimized cloud kitchen, digitalization, virtual brands. Virtual brands is a brand that people will not see in the outlets. They will kind of like used to it in a digitalized kind of way. And we have it like Adorable, Rise Society, Roly Poly, MTT Cafe. MTT Cafe is one of our coffee virtual brand that we will not have a lot of outlets around, but we will have a radius base of 5 to 10 kilometer radius where we serve our clients when they place online delivery. Then we will serve a very, very good quality coffee to them because we are using Arabica and Robusta. It's kind of like mixed coffee bean. If you look at the markets, we have all the Arabica coffee. But if you test our type of coffee, the fragrance is kind of different because we mix two type of beans together and we use very good milk from Australia also. So that type of coffee that we give to our customers is a very, I would say, high-end coffee. Yeah, so high-ticket items. And those are the plans that we are going to move forward. Even we are doing now already while we are growing MyeongDong Topokki. Those are already our subsidiary brands already. And the traction is ever increasing because customers love virtual brands, customers love cloud kitchens, digitalization. Yeah, these are the things that is ongoing non-stop.
Yeah. Mr. Vincent, you pernah cerita dengan I macam mana you reward diri. Mungkin Lin dengan viewer majalah Nona nak tahu macam mana Mr. Vincent reward diri you.
I forgot I told you about that.
You told me that you never travel.
I never reward myself anything. Because I always felt I did not enough. I always felt that I can do better. And I always, no matter what results that came out, I will always think that I have done less. And I always try to do even better. Yeah. I reward. I don't really know. Unless I go for photo shoot, I need to buy some shirts, some watch to sure it's presentable for that shooting or some event. Other than that, I don't know what type of rewards I give to myself. I think I should start rewarding myself more, I think.
Okay, I nak tanya satu tips sebab Mr.
Yeah.
Vincent are a very successful local entrepreneurs in F&B lines kan. So maybe you ada tips untuk peniaga usahawan makanan di Malaysia ni, apa agaknya cara yang terbaik lah pada waktu sekarang ni, waktu sukar ni untuk kembangkan bisnes tu, tapi dalam masa yang sama yelah sebab kita nak sustain tu susah kan.
Betul.
Apa agaknya tips, sebab I suka bila you cakap kita kena go digital, kita kena banyakkan kita punya campaign in digital. You punya tips.
First of all, I will not say that I'm very successful. I'm still very, very far from being successful. Just a starting journey. Very, very starting, very, very toddler stage. Anything can happen. And of course, we put in a lot of dedication with the team to ensure our knowledge is on par, our skill sets, our team is having the right direction, right vision. And we must never get comfortable. No matter at what stage of time in our entrepreneurship, if we get comfortable, we will not innovate or we will not push forward. If you feel like, oh, I have done good, then you start to get relaxed. So that's why I always tell myself that I did not do well. I can do better. So I keep on pushing forward, keep on learning. And that's one thing that every individual should have. That's a persistency to move things forward and to have a very broad knowledge of what industry or field that individual is going to go into. Kalau mau buat makanan, mesti tahu very, very detailed makanan macam mana itu buat. Kalau want to go into another type of industry, must very, very in detail to understand the industry. So when investors or any other individuals ask you upon the industry, you are having the fingertips ready. Of course, when start as an entrepreneur, we will think like we want to look at this and that. We are not focused. But if we, like example, me myself, I go into real estate, fitness, F&B. It's in the nature to tap around, but once we got into something that we are passionate about, innovate that industry. Because every industry now is open up for disruption. Even like magazines are going digital, you see what you guys are doing is very, very extremely well. You guys are coming up with all these innovative ideas to bring things forward. It's not easy to move towards that, and I'm very impressed how well this industry is moving into. So these are the things that maybe you guys can share how to move. That is even better. Yeah. So I would say innovation, disrupt your own industry, and make sure that you are doing very well. Because by disrupting the industry, we are creating sustainability. Really. I don't believe things is going to go straight line. It is either go up, go down, or you go up only. So we got to make sure that we keep innovating and disrupting and coming out with new and better things to serve our customers. That's the key that we should be doing and moving forward into. Yeah.
For us to take a big risk, tiny?
I would say that I never really take a very, very huge uncalculated risk. Most of the risk that we took is going to be a calculated risk, like how much. There is two types of risk. Like one risk that is unmeasurable, one is a measurable risk. Most of the times that we need to take measurable risk, like is the demand for the market really there? Is the innovation really there? Is the market ready for that? We cannot come up with something which the market is not ready. Or example, like if let's say we do not have those ride-hailing app or those delivery platforms, we go and do cloud kitchens, it's going to be very difficult to cohesive with each other because it haven't reached that type of stage. Or we want to do metaverse in 10 years ago when we lock in also the speed of internet or 4G, everything is very slow. So the transaction is going to take a very long time. We need to know the fundamentals of things to support our next growth. Is it there or not? If the things are there, then it's ready for next growth. Just like we have electricity and we have water, we have a next innovation. We have like from steam power, we go to automation. Automation, we move to the IT age, the website age. After the website age, we move towards the digitalization age. After that, we move towards the metaverse, AI, robotics. These are the that we need to understand of pace that we should take into alignment of. Yeah.
Okay, Lin. Rasanya kita mungkin sampai di sini sajalah ke, Lin? Tak ada apa-apa soalan nak tanya?
Tak ada, tapi sebenarnya saya nak mengambil kesempatan ni nak mengucapkan yang saya sebenarnya sangat-sangat bangga bila dapat bercakap dengan Mr. Vincent hari ni sebab you are very, I would say, seorang yang sangat inspiring tau. You usahawan lokal yang boleh membawa nama MyeongDong Topokki ni ke satu level daripada luar kot, daripada Korea kan Kak Maizan kan?
Betul.
Itu kita bawa ke Malaysia, itu bukan sesuatu yang senang bukan sesuatu yang not an easy job lah senang cakap.
Yeah, thank you very much.
They're so proud.
Terima kasih Mr. Vincent. Rasanya tak sabar nak jumpa Mr. Vincent di malam anugerah nanti. Lin ada apa nak cerita sikit tentang malam anugerah kita?
Okay,
Feel very proud to be invited to the event, and I would learn more fluent also to communicate. Yeah, I'm still a Malaysian, right? So that's something which I felt that I need to improvise very a lot on, even though I grew up in a place in Brunei. So that's an initiative I will take forward to learn and make sure I'm fluent on that, so I can mix around and in the event I can get comfortable also. Yeah. This is something that I will improvise on, and I'm very glad to be invited and being part of this event and program of that. Yeah, thank you for giving the opportunity to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you Mr. Vincent. So Kak Maizan, kita akan berjumpa secara live nanti secara virtual di Facebook, Instagram dan YouTube bermula 7.30. Kita ada apa Kak Maizan pukul 7.30?
7.30 kita ada red carpet, menanti kehadiran penerima anugerah, tetamu.
Betul. Jadi
very interesting.
2022 ni hari Rabu kita akan jumpa semua followers majalah Nona dan juga kita nak tengok siapa agaknya lelaki superhero 2021 ni.
Betul, tak sabar.
Terima kasih banyak.
Sampai di sini saja. Terima kasih banyak Mr. Vincent.
Thank you guys. Have a good day. Have a good week year end. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jumpa lagi.
Jumpa lagi.